Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the studio. Today is our midweek update video. We've got quite a few projects. I think we mentioned that Sunday. If you hadn't seen Sunday's video, go check it out. We had a pretty good time at the Anderson RC's Customer Appreciation Day, and we painted a couple bodies in person. But like I said, we got a few more projects on the whiteboard out there. And first things first, we're not going to do an official unboxing of this tonight, but the folks over at RTR Hobbies has sent us over another helicopter to check out. This one is a Black Hawk, I do believe. My brother works on helicopters in the military. And we're going to save this one for him, but we're going to do a review of it first. This one does come with a cool little helipad, kind of slash mouse pad. It also has a display stand once you get done, because it does look like a scale model. We're not going to unbox it yet. We're going to do all that when we fly it. I believe it does have the same one-touch takeoff and landing as the others. Not going to confirm or deny that yet. I believe it does, but we'll go over that when we do it. So stay tuned for that. That's coming soon. That will be a dedicated video just for this, because it will be a sponsored video. Up next, we have not started the Dune Master yet. That's the next build. But we got another one. Kyosho Beetle. We got a Hobby Wing quick run setup with a 10.5. It ought to be more than enough for this car. Probably more than it needs. I do have a kind of a way back deep cut paint job for this thing that a lot of people won't know unless you're like really old school off-road. I will reference it, what we're doing once we do it. So you'll have to subscribe to follow that build. This one's coming up after the Dune Master. Debating on getting the Pargu wheels. He does make some nice alloy wheels, different styles. Kyosho makes this wheel in aluminized finish. It looks really nice. So I think the yellow may go with what we're going to do on the body, but you have to stay tuned for that. Other than that, nothing new going on in this part of the studio here. Haven't had time to start, like I said, I hadn't had time to start on the Dune Master. That's coming next as far as builds go. Anyways, let's go out into the Studio B and check out the big announcement. Alright guys, welcome to Studio B and our whiteboard of projects. I did add the Beetle. We took off the open house. That's done. Started working on Vintage Google. We had our crawl day, but I'm leaving that there because we're going to do some more crawl days. And Mini Nats is coming up in 2 weeks. So hopefully, we're only going to have one day there, so we're not going to really take any RC cars. So that's going to be truck show, an all truck show for the most part, unless we just run into somebody with an RC car there. But the big elephant in the room, we kind of teased it last week, last Sunday's video, and we put a post on the community board thing there, and we put a little teaser on our Facebook, and I do believe our story on Instagram. But we got our sand car. Of course, we got the green version. Haven't opened it yet. We'll do it tonight. I do want to get, as far as projects, it's on the project board. I do want to get the light kit. I haven't got that yet. It comes with the whip lights, but the light kit comes with rock lights, fog lights that go up here, and I think some roof lights maybe. From what I understand, it's a little bit of a pain to install the light kit. The whips are very easy. You just got to take the roof off and plug it in. I'm not sure how the other stuff works. I'm sure it has some kind of light controller or something, but we'll figure it out when we get one. But anyways, we got the big chunk out of the way. We got the car. There is a lot of hate on Facebook about these things being expensive as they are, but hey, that's part of the hobby. You could have this in a 10 scale car in a matter of a few hop ups and add-ons, and you buy a race radio, you're right there. Yeah, if you don't live near some sand or something, it may not be as fun. We don't necessarily live close to sand. It's a 3-hour drive. We do have a sand bank, kind of a beach thing at the river we're going to go crawling at. It's not quite big enough to run a 50-mile-an-hour sand car on. I've seen some guys put the XRT wheels and tires on it. I don't like that look. I like the fact that you leave it scale. This is my first large scale car that I've had probably in 25 plus years. I had a quarter scale car for a couple of weeks back in the 90s, and I traded it off for some stuff. Yeah, I bought this one for the reason because of the scale looks, and the fact that it's Traxxas. It's going to get supported. It's going to be durable. And mostly I've been wanting to build a sand car. I like taking my cars to the beach. This one, we're not going to get as crazy with it getting near the wet sand, because, yeah, it's a little pricey. And no, I don't want to take it apart and of course, I'll have to take some of it apart to get the sand out, but I don't want to have to take it apart to get any kind of saltiness out of it. But that's all part of it. If you're going to run on the beach, you got to pay the price. And a lot of the hateful messages, or not messages, but a lot of comments and stuff, talking about how this, that, and the other are too much, kind of drove me to even want it more. I kind of do that sometimes. I wanted one anyway. As soon as I seen it, I wasn't even hesitating. I got to figure out how to get it. I busted my butt for a month doing a couple side projects on top of everything else we got going on, and scratched up enough money to get the car. And we got a couple of cheaper batteries for it. They're 4S, but they're not the Traxxas batteries because I didn't want to buy a Traxxas charger. I have a iCharger, and yeah, we bought a couple of SMC batteries for it, and I think they'll be fine for what we're going to do. No more than we're going to run this thing. But let's quit talking about it and open it up. Like I said, we bought this thing Saturday. Well, actually Friday. Went ahead and got it Friday night before all the chaos from the open house or the customer appreciation day, because I knew it was going to be pretty crowded in there. And I didn't bring it home. I didn't bring it home till Saturday after we were done painting. And it's been sitting here for a couple days and hasn't been opened yet. So y'all are getting the first hand. What I understand, you just got to put the tires on it and the whips. Oh, I shouldn't have threw that box. I had my transmitter in it. It survived. It is the TQI radio, so I don't know if it has yeah, it does have a Bluetooth in it. It should. This is a pricier model. So yeah, it's got the link, Bluetooth link enabled. Hopefully I didn't just break it. I don't think so. I think it'll be all right. And first things first, green wheels. There's the front and rear. Well, half of them anyways. There's the other ones. And our instructions is in there. Kapowie. Here's our giant car. Now this is going to take up some room when we pack to go to the beach. I've been taking the Grasshopper. I think I took 4 cars with us last year. I guess it was the year before last. I took a car down to Cletus's and the Losi drag car, and we did a burnout on the Freedom Factory's driveway. Didn't get a lot of views, but I thought it was pretty cool. It's still up if you want to check it out. There's our whip antennas in green. Instructions on how to install them. Wheelie bar, which is definitely necessary because this thing does tend to do wheelies, because it is a sand car and that's what they do. Got our little simulated LS, supercharged LS in the back here, and it's shrink wrapped pretty good. I'm not sure how you're supposed to get all that off without taking some screws out. But yeah, I don't hate this paint job. It's really cool. I know I gotta have my own. I thought about painting this body on the outside because it's kind of supported by a chassis and a cage. I imagine you could paint it and it'd be okay with like base coat, clear coat. Like I work in an automotive body shop, so I believe we could paint it if we wanted to really personalize it. But I might hold out and wait for a replacement body. I'm sure it's going to be a little pricey too, and going to be a pain in the butt to paint because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 pieces. This center section appears to be one. The hood comes off, the roof comes off, and this tail section comes off. And then this is the interior, and the interior is separate. That's the one thing I want to modify, personalize it right off the bat. It's going to be difficult with the stickers. It's got the dashboard, seat belts. Let's get a closer look. As you can see, it's already got the driver's got a helmet wrap. It's got seat belts. It's got details on the dash. It's got the gauges, the steering wheel. It's got some patterns in the seat. But I'd really like, I don't know if you can get I don't know about replacement decals yet, because those are all decals. I'd like to peel those off and put flat clear over the interior, at least over the driver's suit. Make them look a little more scale. It wouldn't be impossible to tape some of that stuff up. It'd be pretty time consuming, but basically it's just the shape of his body. And leave the helmet shiny, and we could leave everything else shiny. It'd be fine. But I think a coat of flat clear on the interior would really help with the looks. I think one of the guys, like Scale Builders Guild, he was talking about, it looks like they're wearing patent leather, and it's a little off-putting. So we'd like to do our guys in some flat clear, and possibly paint their suits white. That would be cool, to tie in with the logo and all. But yeah, there it is. There's the big old disc brakes. It does have smart brakes. When you go forward full throttle, hit the brake, you get brake. And then once you're stopped, when you hit brake, you got reverse. So you're not dragging the front wheels. This thing being so heavy, they had to make a smart brake, because if it was four-wheel drive like the XRT or the X-Max, you had all four wheels locking it up. And this thing weighs 20 pounds without batteries in it. So 25 pounds or so coming at you at 20 miles an hour could probably do some damage without some decent brakes. And from what I've seen, they seem to do pretty good. And seem to have decent air control. I guess that Limitless RC up in Michigan, they jumped one about 400 feet the other day into some trees and out in the field, and it didn't break. We will not be doing that. I will be driving this thing in a somewhat scale manner. But there it is. Haters gonna hate. It is what it is. We're going to throw the wheels on it, and then we'll get a better look at it. Alright guys, we got our tires and wheels pulled out. I think I need to get me one of them heavy duty car stands, or a set of jack stands for this thing. It's huge. Tires are directional, obviously. We got paddles, and you got a directional front. I do believe this tread in the center is mostly for braking power, not so much carving the sand. I imagine somebody's going to make a more aggressive tire if these things get popular. The bead lock is faux. If you hadn't seen any other reviews, it comes off. The tires are glued to the wheel. And you can change this to personalize it. All the different models come with the different coinciding colors. And I'm sure they'll come out with some custom colors maybe in the future. Maybe a pink edition eventually. But get these lined up, get them thrown on, and then we'll come back and check this thing out. All right, last wheel nut. These things have thread lock already. These are not locking nuts, but they already have a thread lock on the threads of the axles, hubs, whatever you want to call them. So they go on pretty snug. I don't foresee us changing the wheels and tires anytime soon, unless something special comes out for the fronts. Because I want to keep this thing looking like a sand buggy, like the true Funkos. And there you have it. This thing is awesome. This is my first, like I said, my first large scale car in a long time. My first large scale Traxxas. I got to figure out how to get the body up. Like I said, I hadn't read any instructions. I just opened it. Y'all seen it. Looks like we've got the clipless design here. It's got a hinge up to get the to put the battery in it. Batteries. There we go. What we got going on back here? Maybe I should read the instructions. Live action, people. You're learning with me. Okay, the body just comes off. That's easy enough. I thought it might have been hinged. I've seen the reviews. I didn't pay any attention, obviously. There's our brake adjustment note. If you're going to use it in sandy conditions, ironically, it's a sand car. I think they want you to back it off. I did hear somebody saying something about that. Just to keep sand from build up in the brake disc. Yep. Turn until 3 threads are shown. Reinstall the ball cup. Repeat for the second brake cable. So they're basically just wanting you to loosen the brakes up a little bit if you're going to run on sand. If you got the tolerances are a little too tight for, I guess, for sand getting built up in the front wheels. So yeah, that comes with the territory. Got to ease up on the brakes. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. I like the cooling fans on the motor. It kind of looks like an engine itself. It's got kind of built-in ducts. And there's the easier way to get this film off, is take the body off. Still wrapped up in there pretty good. There we go. All right. There we go. There's your front disc brake. Well, this is a brake system. And then, like I said, it don't work until you, if you're going full throttle, then full brake, you'll get brakes and not reverse. Yeah, battery system. How's this work? I hadn't had an XRT. Like I said, I hadn't had any of these big cars, so I don't know exactly how all this works. It's supposed to be easy. There you go. Just push it forward. It rolls open. There we go. Plenty of room for big batteries. There's the plug for your whip lights, and I imagine there's going to be some kind of light controller for the overall light kit. The only thing I'm not a huge fan of, I know its scale looks, is the reservoirs. The real car has it. If you look up Funko's Instagram, all the real cars look really cool, and they have the big reservoir shocks, the King shocks. I know one guy jumped his pretty hard, and it broke it off. It's just there for looks. There's a second collar, adjustment collar, that locks it into the cap, and it's not necessary. It's just there for scale appearances. If it becomes an issue, we'll just take them off. Rear springs are super beefy. I guess it's designed to, somewhat control the wheelies. Front springs are pretty stiff too, but it's got a lot thicker oil in the front, it feels like. Or different pistons. It feels a lot more plush in the front. But yeah, let's throw the body back on this thing. We got a couple of special decals it needs. It needs a couple of those on there, and if you need some, check out the link below. We threw some on Brian's sprint car, and I got it back to him the other day. He didn't realize it for like 2 days. It had Guru's World stickers all over it because it blended in. Looked good. That easy. I like it. Oh yeah, that looks good on there. Check it out. Perfect match. All right, guys, we got the whip antennas on there. We got the upgraded decals on. Put a couple here and there. I did check out the what's going to be involved in getting this interior out while I had the body off, installing the whips. It's going to take quite a few screws to get this cage apart. The interior is a separate piece. At least for now, tonight, it's not worth it to me to tear it all apart just to put some clear on it. We may do that before we take it this summer, but who knows? After I run it, I might just leave it alone. May do that once we get a new body, if we change up the body. Although I really like this factory paint job. It's not bad at all. I would probably do something similar to this, not quite as elaborate because I don't have that super fine ability, but yeah, that's pretty cool. And And a good note is all the paint is painted on. And if you want to remove the Traxxas logo, you can. That's a decal. They didn't print that on. So if you want to not be sponsored by Traxxas, you can pull that off and put your own logo on there. A giant Guru's World on the side would look sweet. I did not opt for the wheelie bar. There it is. I like the scale looks of the car without it. Now, it still will depend on how crazy it is. If it's kind of out of control, we'll install it if we have to. It looks like it's pretty straightforward too. You take the engine out. That's a complete engine. It's got headers. It's got a blower belt. It's got everything on it. Once you take the body off, you can see all the accessories. But anyways, you got to take the engine out of the car. And it's similar to a lot of Traxxas builds where everything on the rear, like a slash, everything's kind of sandwiched together. So this all fits in, and then the engine sits back on it. And it hangs out a little bit. It's not super obnoxious looking, but we're going to leave it off for now just for scale appearances. But yeah, this thing is pretty awesome. I have no regrets. See what else. It did come with this cool little Allen wrench with fuel tubing on it, so you don't wear your thumbs out. But I do recommend get you on a power tool for working on this thing, because there are a lot of screws, and they're all 2.5 millimeter. They're pretty beefy. And I did take the roof off and installed these lights, and those screws are pretty tight, so it might be worth a little power tool just to drive it most of the way in, then finish with the wrench, because you don't want to drive it all the way and strip stuff out. But anyways, sorry, no powering up video tonight. We will run this thing hopefully this weekend. I got to make sure I got all the adapters for my batteries, because I don't have the official Traxxas batteries. So I don't want to cut the speed controller. I don't want to void the warranty on this thing, at least on day one. If something ever happened to this setup, we might go with the aftermarket electronics, but we're going to stick with it as long as it lasts and as long as it has a warranty. So either way, yeah, super impressed. It's very big. It's very heavy. It's about 20 pounds with no batteries in it. Now add 2 4 cells, it's going to get even heavier. Which would explain why we got such beefy springs on this thing. But yeah, I love it. Can't wait to run it. All right, guys, that's a wrap for tonight's video. Hope you enjoyed this. Leave me a comment below. I'm sure some of you guys that hate these things will definitely leave me a comment. Can't wait to run it. Hopefully next day or two we'll get to run it. We're busy at work, and I can't. I got to be an adult about it. Amazingly, left it in a box for 3 days after I bought it. But I did get to play around with the one at the store, and we just got a different shade. Ours is green. I may have the light kit before we take this thing to the beach, an actual beach run. If we do a running video, we'll do one here around the house. We got a pretty good field with decent grass in it. We could run it in. I don't want to take it out in a bunch of gravel and stuff quite yet. I know this plastic chrome stuff will get not necessarily flaked off, but it does get chipped up, and I mean, it's going to happen. I'm going to run the thing, but I don't want to beat it up before we have the pretty scenery that we're going to shoot it at. But anyways, this weekend we'll probably I'm going to foresee that we're possibly painting something again. I've got a Mustang body over here. I got to paint. It's very simple, but I got to make it look like a scale car. It's for a guy I work with, and we'll try out that new airbrush on that body. Pretty simple, just the racing stripes and a black car with purple racing stripes. And then I've got the 2 A-scale bodies. I keep bringing those up. I haven't got on them yet. Sorry, Chuck. Those will be next. The Mustang body is going to be a quickie, probably an hour paint job, maybe 2. Unlike the bodies we did this weekend, it took us 6 hours to paint 2, so roughly 3 hours a piece. Even doing them together like that. But anyways, check that video if you hadn't. Hope you enjoyed this one. Hit that subscribe button while you're here. Check out the links below for these cool stickers and t-shirts. And we'll see you Sunday with some paint.